the Invader of the Fam here. Welcome to another installment in our series on epilepsy. In today's series, we are going to be discussing the point if you will always have seizures once you have seizures. So saying that, let's begin. You ask yourself, well, I've had seizures before. Will I always have seizures? Well, about 6 out of 10 people diagnosed with epilepsy can become seizure-free within a few years with proper treatment. Many of these people will never have any more seizures. For the rest of the people, though, some will have occasional breakthrough seizures or side effects of medications, and others will have uncontrolled seizures. So let's consider an easy way to look at this. The outlook on the first year for people newly diagnosed with seizures. About 50 to 60%, which is 5 to 6 out of every 10 people, will be seizure-free after using the first seizure medication tried. A second seizure medication may help 11 to 20 out of every 100 people become seizure-free. Adding more drugs usually does not help the chance of seizure control. And 25 out of every 100 adults will develop uncontrolled epilepsy. Others will have continued seizures and side effects, but we don't know if any of the treatments may help. In children with new onset seizures, 74 out of 100 became seizure-free within 2 years. Uncontrolled epilepsy may be severe in 9 out of 100 children, followed for a number of years. Now, to break it down even more, the outlook for people with seizures and epilepsy at any point in time. Okay? About 60 to 70 out of 100 people may get control of seizures after a number of years. But we don't know if this means complete control of both seizures and side effects. At least 30 out of 100 people with epilepsy at any point in time have uncontrolled seizures. Up to 50 out of 100 people with epilepsy report bothersome side effects of seizure medications. Now, what are some of the factors that may improve the chances of being seizure-free, you ask? Well, let's go over them. Having a positive response to the first 1 or 2 seizure medications tried. A positive response means that seizures do not recur and the person is seizure-free. That's the first one. No known history of brain injury or abnormality. A normal neurological exam in EEG. No family history of epilepsy. Having an unknown cause of epilepsy. Okay, those are the things, and I'm going to go over one of them through my prior experience that I had with my late husband. My late husband, when he was having seizures, his started with really severe migraine headaches, which made him feel like he needed to jump out of a window. Okay? When he went to the neurologist, that's when they found out he had 3 brain tumors. And if you remember earlier, we discussed that that's considered like a brain injury or an abnormality. Okay? The brain tumors, thank God, were not cancerous, but he had one on this side of the brain, one on this side of the brain, and one behind on the base of the brain. Now, they removed the first one and waited 6 months, and then they removed the second one 6 months later. They couldn't take the one out in the base of the brain, but That one seemed to have dissolved and disappeared on its own, thank God. Because when they did try to remove that, the his lifeline that was going like this on the machine just flatlined until they stopped. When they left it alone, it would go back up. And every time they tried to take care of that seizure, he would flatline, so they left it alone. Because that somehow was interfering with his heart, so they couldn't touch it. But like I said, thank the good Lord, that disappeared on its own somehow. But in the meantime, okay, he was on Dilantin for his seizures. And he was taking them regularly. Well, when the tumors were healed, after the surgery healed, thank God there was no scar tissue, but he was having more seizures than what he should have been having, and we found out that that's because he did not need the medication anymore. So also, if you get to a point where you have more seizures than normal, like I'm talking, he would have like maybe 5 or 6 a day compared to his normal 1 or 2 a day that he used to have. Well, the 5 or 6 a day, what it is when your body does not need the medication, it will cause you to have seizures. Okay? When I told his neurologist what was happening, he told me to start giving him the medication and have him come in for another EEG. When he went in for the EEG, there was no sign of seizures or anything, and he was fine after that. So that's what they mean on how you can become seizure-free. If you have like brain tumors and they take care of the tumors and it's a good doctor and there's not a lot of scarring there, there's a good chance that you won't have seizures anymore. Children that have seizures, like we discussed earlier, some of them are from fevers. Once whatever's causing that fever is taken care of, a lot of times there's no more seizures. In a regular seizure adults, it depends on the doctor and the medications. Like they said, and not everybody that's on seizure medication is going to become seizure free. So there's different degrees because all of our bodies are different. So that's why they say between 50 to 60% normally, and then there'll be others that, will have some degree of being seizure free, and others that the medication's just not going to help the way it should. It does not mean not to take the medications, because the doctors know, okay, what's going to work and what's not, and they're the best ones to do it. Never ever get off medication without your doctor's consent. If your doctor tells you you do not need the medication no more, then that's fine, then you don't do the medication no more. If they say, well, yes, you're still going to need the medication, then at that point you stop. You continue taking it, excuse me. Excuse me. And that will be it for this week. No, one more. We'll be going over some more Friday. Before I let you go, I want to leave you with these words. Always remember, what comes out of your mouth can be a two-edged sword. You can uplift, encourage, and inspire, or you can tear somebody down and possibly be the reason why they took their life. So think before you speak. And as I always say, learn to see from your heart and not your eyes, because your heart sees what matters. Your eyes do not. Your eyes are prejudgmental. You see somebody from the outside. what their hair is like, what they dress like. You don't see the true person, okay? Your heart does. Your heart always sees the inner person, and that's what you want to look at. Because when you look from your heart, you're more likely to lift up, encourage, and inspire. Because that's what the heart is about, is showing love. So always learn to look from the heart and not the eyes. And until Friday, actually, I will see you tomorrow. I will be doing a live stream, and then Friday we will be going back to the series. And then Saturday we are going to do a channel shout out with a mystery box opening. So until I see you again, remember, you matter to me because you were uniquely made and you're important. And I love you. Have a great day, everyone.